Hello everyone, it's the RealRabidRaccoon, and today I can say with confidence that I'm spoiling you guys, because for the past 10 days, I've grinded non-stop in Sons of the Forest. Yes, 40 hours of playtime went into the making of this video so that you guys can enjoy 3 insane stone buildings today. And believe me, you want to stick around until the end to see the last one. Enjoy the video. Alright, so the first thing I want to do today is I want to upgrade this swimming pool. Which, by the way, thank you for all the positive feedback on the last video. I really appreciate it. Yes, I want to upgrade it because I'm not satisfied with the way it looks, partly because of the lighting. And I can't get these light bulbs to switch on and off. I think it's because of the hitbox of the water. So yeah, I need to find a different way to have some lighting, and unless there's something that's interesting that's gonna happen, I guess I'm just gonna cut right through to when I'm done, because placing those rocks really takes forever. They spawn on the surface now. Holy crap! Is it because I've beaten the game? Oh my god. Oh, they're quite something. Wow. Wow. I don't like that view. Woo! Gotcha. And can I loot them? I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. I have no idea how many that's gonna give me. I don't know how. 5 creepy armor. That's dope. Oh boy, it's the next day. I finished everything. I think it looks much better like this. Look, I put some torches and I've raised it up like half a level, half a log. It just looks so much better. Now there's a rope. I've left the light bulbs because maybe in the future and Knight's gonna add a lever or something, and I'm gonna figure out a way to activate them. But I mean, in the meantime, we have the torches, and as you can see, I built a tunnel because I didn't appreciate that encounter with the demon boss. So yeah, it's a little safer now. Not perfectly safe. I mean, it's not meant to be cannibal proof or demon proof. But it's a little safer, and I think it looks good. I wasn't expecting the demon boss. I know it's not a demon boss. It's a large demon. Because I didn't read the patch notes. I was too focused on the rocks. So I didn't notice that they added that. Apparently it's when you beat the end boss, or finish the game rather. Because I didn't beat the end boss. I finished the game, remained on the island. And apparently that counts too. So yeah, I know it's not the end boss. It's a little different. But yeah, first time that I defeated that, I thought it was pretty neat. So I added a tunnel. And it's right outside our zipline that's connected to our bridge over there. Now, here's a question for the viewer. Let's test your knowledge in Sons of the Forest. How many solar panels do you think I used for this tunnel? Was it 1? Was it 2? Was it 10? Was it 15? Now, I'll show you a picture of the tunnel without the trees so that you can see the full length of the tunnel. And I'll leave you 5 seconds to make your guess. So, pick an option. Ready? I'm gonna show you. The answer is 2. Nah, I'm kidding. It's just 1. This one isn't connected. I guess I added it for symmetry. I guess there's no signal strength yet in the game. So far, there's no like distance limit for electricity. As long as it's connected, you can make one solar panel just light up a whole tunnel. Alright, so I'm presently next to the suspension bridge, the tall bridge, and the next build that I want to do in this video is gonna be a greenhouse, and I'd like to put it here for multiple reasons. The first one is that, well, I feel like there's just too much trees and we could put more things here, and this place is really gonna start to look really good. Also, I think that it's a good idea to have your plants that you're growing next to a windmill. I feel like it fits the theme, and so I think it's gonna be perfect there. I'm gonna use rocks. I already have an idea in my head, and I'll get to you guys when everything is finished. And boom! This is a greenhouse. I think it looks great. I think this is a great application of rocks or stone. By the way, I use the words interchangeably. I don't know if you guys minded. I know the proper term is stone, but yeah, I think it looks great. If I were to have done the same thing with logs, it would just have looked like a big pile of scaffolding, an unfinished building, you know? But now it looks really great, and now we have a source of aloe vera and yarrow, so we can make some health mix. There are also light bulbs, but for some reason I can't get them to light up. I put some wiring, and it's hooked up to this solar panel, and I don't know why it's not lighting up. I mean, the game's in early access, so it's not the end of the world. Now look at that, we have a little walkway here, which is really cool, and look at that. I placed a lot of stone over there, and I think it looks great. So this is a great use of stone, and look at that for the bridge. I've placed torches there, and a little bit of rocks. I didn't put a full wall because it would have been like too bulky. But like that, I think it looks great. I think it's an upgrade on the bridge. And yeah, I've placed some berries there because Kelvin, well, right now AI dummy is turned on, so he doesn't move, but in order for him to work, he needs to sometime eat, and he needs to find some nearby berries in order to do that, because I think that's the only way he can eat. So if you don't have some berry bushes that are just hanging around on the ground, you need to plant some, you know?
Alright, now is the time of the video where I'm showing you guys the third and final build. And you know what? All things considered, I'm just gonna show you the final product right now. So you're ready? 3, 2, 1. That's it. It's a monastery. There's so many things to say about this thing. There's a graveyard next to it. And look at this pathway. So beautiful. I used some firewood, and I think it looks great. I just stacked like each piece one next to another. I used some stone here. I think it looks great. You could also do some train tracks, I guess, if you wanted to, by using pretty much the same method. I'm not gonna explore the graveyard yet, because I know you guys want to see the monastery. So let's talk about it. It's inspired from the Muckross Abbey site in Ireland. It's now a medieval ruin. It was built in the 1440s, but you can still visit it as a tourist. It's in the Killarney National Park, and it looks really nice. And if you don't want to visit it as a tourist, you can just go like I did on Google Earth, and it's really fun to explore. Now, the first thing you'll notice if you explore it is that there's an abundance of graves outside, and inside there's even altars. And that's because the building used to be a place for religious activities. There used to be monks and Franciscans that lived there, Franciscans being a type of Christians. And for being a sacred place, just like we commonly have graveyards often next to churches, people deem that it would be better if they were buried next to the Monastery Abbey. And so it became a burial site for prestigious people, important religious people, for Gaelic lords, Gaelic poets, because of the mentality that you want a burial site closer to God. When you get to the pearly gates, maybe if you've been buried inside the abbey or close to the abbey, maybe God is going to be a bit more indulgent. Alright, let's carry on with the tour. So, the first thing you may notice is this beautiful octagonal piece of the foundation that's really fused to the building, and that's something that we don't often see, and I think it really adds some nice texture to the walls. It's not just a bunch of cubicles, a bunch of boxes. And so I really like that. And something that's cool about this building is that it's very symmetrical. So here we have this room, which I guess is a place where people can sleep. And we have this beautiful balcony too. But if you go on the other side, we have the same room, but with different furniture. And now it's a place where people can eat. And I decided to place some bone chairs because monks tend to not fear death like the average person, so they tend to do arts with like dead people and bones and skulls. So I thought, it's really fitting the atmosphere of a monastery. And if you go here, you can see there's our altar, which is great. I love the rock here. I think it looks great. It really makes the altar look better. And as you can see, I used the new mechanic of the effigies to put the sticks in a cross shape. And I think it looks really good. And look at those beautiful windows. My, they took some time to make, but they let the light through, and it looks really good. But however, my computer doesn't like them as much because right now lighting is very janky in the game, and it's really giving me some FPS drops. Another thing that's pretty neat, look at this rock on the ground and how it makes for a great altar, this natural generation of the world. Well, I got lucky enough to get pretty much the same rock on the other side, so I managed to make pretty much the same altar. Now, let's go see my favorite part of this build, which is the cloister. A cloister is a very common architectural feature among monasteries because they offer a sort of barrier that isolates you from the outside world and all of its distraction. So obviously this is a great way to have a place to meditate and to be outside without being distracted by the outside world's distraction. And there's something else about meditating outside that's unlike meditating inside. To have this connection with the environment, to feel the grass on your naked feet, or to see the birds in the morning arrive in the tree and just chirp. So there's something very nice about that. Again, this feature, this cloister with a tree in the center, was inspired from the Monastery Abbey side, and it was to me the most appealing feature of this monastery. Let me tell you, this tree is special. It's estimated that it's about 500 years old, so it might have been there when people actually lived in the thing. It's the oldest standing tree in the national park of Killarney. So that's something. The adults sometimes tell the children, apparently over there, because the children sometimes play in the monastery ruin, that if you throw a stone at the tree, you would die instantly because there's a weird spell on the tree and it's like magic. But obviously it's just a tactic to preserve the tree, you know? Now another cool thing with this build is that if we go outside here, we got some graves, which is perfect for a burial site. And something that's cool, if you think about it, is that if people are buried in the ground where there's this tree, and this tree has been there for 500 years, it's like if the tree might have absorbed the content of the soil and the dead bodies of hundreds of people through hundreds of years. Alright, we are nearing the end of this tour. Let me show you one last thing. The tower and the roof. Now, this thing took a while. This tower is great. We can just climb it up like that. I use some bridge. It's a great way to not have any scaffolding in the way, you know, underneath it. And when we get on that floor here, we have this beautiful balcony, which I want to show you. Look at that. And when we go on the next floor, we have another balcony, but an outside one. And we can see the tree. We even have a chair here. And of course, mirrored on the other side. And if you're feeling like a ninja, you can go on the roof here and you can fight the cannibals. And now I want to finish this video by showing you the last floor of this tower, which is really, really nice. It gives us a really nice view. If we look over there with the binoculars, we can actually see there's a really nice lake over there. Here we have our tall bridge. And here we have our windmill, our greenhouse, and our swimming pool / botanical garden. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the graveyard. Wait, let me show it to you. It's right here. Again, I apologize for the low FPS, but as you can see, a super simple graveyard. All I did for the grave is just stacking 3 full layers of stone, and then here on top I'm putting only 3 stones. That makes for a great grave. And here I just did the regular cross with some struts. I had a video on how to do a cross without struts, but unfortunately this glitch was patched, so we can't use it. But I still think that it's pretty cool, and it's a nice touch to the graveyard. Alright, this already concludes this video on the 3 stone builds. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. It took me forever to do this video, and so it would really mean the world if you would just consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.